I hope you're doing well. Today, I just want to have a chit chat about Amazon, how it's a great way to make money online, but there are rules. They're all about the customer, and there's some things that can happen that you might not like. So let's talk about it. So, if you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Kelly Roberts. I have done many things on Amazon over the past 13 years, from Amazon KDP, Amazon Merch, Amazon Influencer, FBA. And fun fact, before doing all this, I actually worked in an Amazon warehouse for a couple weeks before I got a 9 to 5 job in investments. But that was, golly, a while ago. But anywho, I just want to talk about these that have happened to me over the past few months and just have a discussion. By no means do I want to scare you. It's just wanted to talk. But about a month ago, this is from Amazon KDP, I got an email saying I infringed on someone's intellectual property. I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. But long story short, and I'm not a lawyer, but it was an obvious fake IP claim, and it was kind of stressful going through that. Luckily, I still have my KDP account, and that was not taken away. They just took down this book, and it really stunk because it was a really old journal that sold maybe 3 or 4 times. And I went back and forth with Amazon a few different times. I consulted, well, I knew a lot about the IP stuff from Amazon Merch, but I consulted with AI, a couple different AIs, and I was like, okay, I know AI is not a lawyer either, but after a while, I just let it go. The book's not there anymore. I was just like, whatever. But I did go through my account and I was like, let's just get rid of the books that haven't sold. So grateful that I still have the account, but it just stunk that it took time out of my day to figure out this IP claim. Because when it comes down to it, I have learned with Amazon, they don't want to get in the middle of legal stuff, IP stuff, any of that. Second one that has happened recently is Amazon Merch made a royalty change. And it's really interesting because there are, even though it's Amazon, there are different, segments pretty much of it, Merch, KDP, and they pretty much work separately, it seems like. And it's interesting if this would ever happen to KDP, and that would be, poof, that would hit some people hard. But I could potentially get my royalties cut in half. I think I'm going to, sometime this week, I should get another email saying, hey, these are your royalties. This is the royalty structure for the next 2 or 3 months. I don't know how often they're going to reevaluate. And right now it's in the middle of graduation season, and that is typically a good income source for me. And when it comes down to it, they want a certain percentage of sales that you make to be non-organic. They don't want you relying only on organic sales on the platform. And the percentage that you need is relatively low, but I'll take accountability for this. For some reason, me and ads just have not been friends at all. I do run ads, I do get some sales from that, but it has been challenging for me to get that to work. And they're not saying that you have to use Amazon ads for that. They just want non-organic traffic. And I haven't been building a brand at all with my Merch by Amazon shirts. So taking full accountability for that, but at the end of the day, it just stinks that starting June 1st, my merch income could be cut in half. Could you imagine? And I used to publish a lot of low content books. Could you imagine if royalties are cut in half for like the Line Journal people and all that? Man, they already cut it to 50%. Could you imagine if they cut it to like 25% if you didn't get enough non-organic sales? That would be a nightmare. So it would be interesting though, that's for sure. So those are the two main things. So what have I been thinking about? What have I just been doing? Like I said, with KDP, I still have my account, but you never know what could happen. We all, at least I, do my best to stay compliant, all that, but I'm human. I make mistakes. And next week they could be like, nope, you know, you had too many black books within a 13-year period. Sorry, we're not allowing more than 2 per account. You gots to go. Um, but like I said, I went through and purged the ones that aren't really selling or just are awful that I thought were good at the time. So hopefully that'll help. And then with merch, I'm just trying my best. And I'm just like, I was really frustrated at first, really stressed, but I'm just like, after a while, it's just do your best and let whatever happens, happens. But, and I've known this forever, starting an email list and diversifying. You know, I'm hard at work with ads, getting my latest KDP book up. The KDP book is not doing as well as I thought. It took me a while. So I'm like, maybe I need to publish more books. That's not always the answer either. Amazon is always changing. But I'm also working to diversify and get some streams off Amazon. After work hours during the week, I have been doing like my little side hustle. I decided to start that. And I'm like, let's start learning about Instagram and see what I can do there. I don't know if I could sell stuff once I get an audience. It's gonna be totally different, but I'm just like, people sell digital downloads off Instagram, so I'm just wondering if I could do the same thing, you know, sell like ebooks that are digital once I build an audience on Instagram. So that's my thought right now. That's really the only diversification off Amazon. I've also been thinking about how can I work smarter? Like, for instance, the latest trivia book I did. Is it possible, since I already did that research, to put like a puzzle book out? And I've heard this term called the flywheel or whatever, but I'm just like, okay, the stuff I already have published, is there a way to use that information somewhere else? So it's still going to take time to publish that, but that's just my other thought too. I still want to do these YouTubes. I know a lot of people have come to this channel for the low content. I know I've been inconsistent, so I really have absolutely no expectations. All I know is working from home can get a little crazy sometimes, and sometimes it's just nice to talk. And I know I'm just talking to a camera right now, but it's kind of fun for me. Again, no expectations at all. So that's just my chit chat about how Amazon can be scary if we put all our eggs in that basket, especially if you are relying on Amazon. I'm sure, I don't know what I'm sure about. Anywho, I hope you're having a great day and talk soon. Bye.